I'm tired, boss.
One of the most important things, never, ever quit. Never quit. I don't know if it's an ability or if you have it, just you can't quit. And I've seen people quitting. And if they would have held out longer, they would have been successful. I've seen it so much. Now, you have to also have flexibility, though. You can't necessarily say, I'm never giving up, and you got to be able to weave and bob. You don't have to go through a concrete wall when you can go over it or around it or under it or something. You have to have flexibility. You have to always be able to change course a little bit, maybe always with that same goal, but don't quit.
Going against the tide is great if it works. Now, it doesn't always work. And you really have to be smart to go against the tide because you're going against a lot of smart people. But when you get it right, you'll end up better. Whether it's Microsoft or Google, I mean, so many people that have really hit big have gone against the tide. But you have to have great confidence in yourself. You have to be the right person. There are very few people that can pull it off, but when you pull it off, it's great. I've always believed in positive thinking. At the same time, I don't want to mislead, I also believe in aspiring in terms of what we're doing, aspiring to protect against the downside. You can't just be this wonderful guy walking around everything's positive because unfortunately that's not the way the world is. I love to tell people to think about the challenges so that when they do come along, you're ready.
Now, I have some friends that are really, really smart, but they can't handle pressure. But you have to have the ability to handle pressure. And if you can't handle pressure, you have to know that about yourself. Because they ask me the question, how do you handle the stress? I have some people, they say, I've got to be successful. I've got to be. They'll never be successful. It's too crazy. They can't think straight.
Congratulations again for being on the billionaires list.
Oh, good, good.
We always underestimate you, but...
We do, but that's okay. It's all right.
Those who deal with you underestimate you, but to regret it.
It's always good to be underestimated.
Your father was successful in real estate. You've obviously been highly successful. What did you learn from your father?
Well, he loved to work, and he was happy. He was a happy man. He wasn't, one of these guys, and I know many of them, and you know many of them, they're in their psychiatrist every day. I say, what do you do? Because I have a lot of friends, they take vacations for 6 weeks and 8 weeks and 3 months, and they're never happy. So I watched my father, so I like to work. I'd always say to him, no drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes. And now I add for Barron, and I'd drive him crazy. I'd say every time they'd leave, no drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes. Repeat after me, and I'd have to repeat. They'd go, Ivanka would go, Dad, will you leave me alone? But I drum it into their heads. And you have to get back, you have to get through those artificial barriers. I call them artificial barriers because you can do something about it until it's too late. Once it's in your system, it's very hard to stop. Like, I don't drink, and it's very easy for me not to drink. I tell people, what are you drinking for? What are you drinking for? And they don't even understand what I'm saying.
So how did you, it's amazing when people see you, they can't imagine. No alcohol.
Oh, would I be in trouble if I was a drinker? With my life.
No smoking.
Yeah, no smoking.
No, I believe you know politicians much better than I do because for 40 years you've been funding liberal Democratic politicians. And by the way,
I funded you.
I funded him.
Go ahead.
Donald, you can get back on your
a lot
bench
of fun up here tonight, I have to tell you. Some of these guys that never made 10 cents, they're on television giving you things about how you're going to be successful. And the only thing they ever did was a book and a tape. Go ahead.
Donald.
Go ahead. Don't get nervous. Go ahead.